My name is John Davenport. I was born and raised in Denver area, Commerce City, Colorado. I am 56 years old. I have a family, wife and daughter and grandchild. I went to the University of Colorado, Denver campus. I got a bachelor's degree in fine art. Very early on in my career, I started showing and making art, and I've been fairly successful academically in that way. I've always worked what I call in the service of art, working in studios as a studio assistant, working as a darkroom printer for photo labs, working in presentation for other artists, transportation, installation, so on and so forth. I'm born and raised here in the West, but I'm not a Western photographer. I don't do landscape. I create an image and then document it. Basically, the photography part of it is just a documentation, the mechanical end of how you document the scene.
You know, in terms of his artwork, I think my strongest association with John and his artwork are the diptychs that he was doing with the old photographs and the new photographs, and either juxtaposing people, old people, new people, or objects with photographs or other objects, and that kind of historic juxtaposition, I think those are very good pieces. I like those a lot.
Hi, Michael.
Hey, John.
How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Looking forward to seeing the work.
Oh, thank you so much.
So my name is Michael Gray. I'm a local photographer here in Colorado. It's really interesting because when I was younger and I was exploring ideas, it was very much about me fleshing out my own ideas independently. As I've gotten older and hopefully matured some, what I realize most is, for all the experiences I've had and all that I know, there's more that I don't know than I do know. And it's through engaging with other people who have similar interests and similar pursuits. And that's really, one, exposing ourselves by sharing our work, which there's an intimacy to that and a vulnerability to that, but also being really honest about what we see in each other's work. This is really
Interesting combination between borrowing images and things I've shot myself. So this is my image. Shoot off the television. Here, so I'm shooting slide film off the television, which is already contrasty.
Yeah. You're obviously a traditional analog photographer who's just making do with what you do. But this shows a lot of range, philosophically and certainly emotionally. So where does that come from, and what's going on? I mean, what?
I've always thought of myself as a storyteller. I've always loved the narrative. So multiple imagery is a really common thing for me. I actually, even though these aren't like traditional cut and paste collage, I consider this a collage.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
My father, David Davenport, was an integral cog in the wheels of the Cold War. As you can see, he worked for the Department of the Army. After Nixon went to China, they put a ban on chemical weapons. And my father made chemical weapons at the Rocky Mountain Arsenal in Commerce City. And that was in the late 60s. Through the mid-70s, he destroyed those weapons. And so I'm doing this still life with baby parts, and it's going to be a bigger part of a bigger still life. I worked with an artist named David Seiler who helped me cast these objects. I only have these two, this complete one and these two halves. I'm going to have hoses connecting the nipples of each of these pieces. And these will be the fruit of death. Yeah.
I think the one thing that we haven't talked about, I'm sure other people have talked about with you, is John's personality. He's got a great personality. You know, he's incredibly positive, he's incredibly jovial, you know, he looks jovial and he is jovial. He seems always to be, maybe not in a good mood, but positive. He's always looking forward. And I've always appreciated that about John. You know, John's commitment to the photo community here has been immense. You know, he's been one of those core people that's been involved really throughout his career. He was showing at Edge Gallery, I think, when I met him, and I know he was very involved with Edge as well, and now with Pirate, and now that those places are out in Lakewood, you know, he's still involved with them, and it's a real grassroots collective effort, and it takes a lot to keep those places going.
I belong to, and always have belonged to, a community of artists here in Denver that consider themselves alternative artists. I've often felt like I don't fit in the local community. I see myself more as a global artist. Denver is an amazing home of artist-run galleries. And now for the last 3 or 4 years, I've been a member of Pirate Contemporary Art. I really do consider Pirate to be the leading edge gallery in presenting avant-garde art. It's the kind of art that you wouldn't show in a commercial gallery because it's not necessarily commercially viable. And so just my constant desire to express myself and having that venue is what keeps me going. Excellent.